Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this early afternoon, going into afternoon time in a moment, for a movie review. And this is for the 2023 movie The Old Way that I just finally got a chance to check out. Sorry that it took a little while to find this movie. I just finally got a chance to watch it on a Solar movie, and that's where I watched it. So basically, yeah, this is for Nicolas Cage's movie The Old Way. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for this 2023 movie and let you know my thoughts on what I thought of this movie. So let's dive right into this movie review. Now, basically, it's about in the Wild West and all that. That's where it's set in. I don't know what time zone or whatever, probably like the 1800s somewhere in that era of time. But basically, um, the premise of the movie is where Nicolas Cage's wife gets killed, and he's going to what is it? Hunt down the men that killed his wife. So then the U.S. Marshals come in and say, "Oh, we got it handled," and then other things happen. There was one particular scene with the girl that played Charlie in what's her name? Ryan Kira Armstrong. And yeah, her acting in this movie was a little poor, in my opinion. So basically, with what I watched with this movie, I was not really impressed with this movie. I was a tad bit disappointed with how it turned out. And basically, the premise is interesting, and Nicolas Cage's acting, I meant to say, is strong, but it's not great. Uh, there's some critiques I have with some of his performance in this movie, but I still think he did an alright job and was a convincing character to like. But it's basically Ryan Kira Armstrong's performance in this movie was very bad until the ending, and then she tries to cry in this movie at a certain scene in the movie, and she goes, "Wham, wham, my baby," and I'm like, that's poor acting. That's just not doing very well as a performer in this movie with your acting and all that. So, this movie, in my opinion, had an interesting story, but it flopped with the performance of certain performances in the movie that didn't do very well. It just kind of ruined it a bit. So, overall, in my opinion, I think this was a disappointing movie for The Old Way, and I think certain things they got down right, and then there were other things that were very bad in the movie. Just mostly the performances were just alright to very bad. It just depends on who's the one performing in this movie. There were certain actors in this movie and actresses that did alright, but it's just the little girl that Ryan Kiera Armstrong's character in this movie as Brooke did not impress me. So I was impressed with the ending, but at the same time, not a fan of this movie. So for a score for me, I'm giving The Old Way a 5 out of 10. It was bad. It was not very good. It's going to be on my worst movies of 2023, and it's a shame because it had an interesting premise, but it lacked good performances. I think Nicolas Cage's performance was fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine. But everyone else just, it felt basic to very generic, and also un very cringy too with some performances. So yeah, but the ending was all right. It wasn't the best ending, but it was. It's not a movie I'm gonna remember. So 5 out of 10 for The Old Way. the 2023 movie. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the movie The Old Way if you've seen it. And if you enjoyed this movie review, hopefully I explained it in the best way I could with the premise of the movie as good as possible. If you did enjoy this movie review for The Old Way, comment below and let me know what you guys thought of this movie review if you enjoyed it. Tap like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will be having another movie review for Plane come out whenever I'm able to find the movie. So it may take a little bit to find that movie. So I might be running a bit behind on movies. But I am going to be keeping an eye on the playoffs for the NFL playoffs. And yeah, possibly just see what I think of the playoffs and all that, and maybe give you a video on who I think will probably be in the Super Bowl. I don't know. I gotta wait and see, but it's kind of a wait and see thing with the NFL playoffs for this year. And the Dolphins and Bills are going at each other, meaning they're gonna be facing each other at 1 o'clock today in my time. So that's like 30 minutes from now. But still, stay safe, guys. Take care. Hope you enjoyed this movie review for The Old Way. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. And as always, I will see you in my next review.